Emily Griffiths now will say a few words.
I might add that Frank's father has Griffiths Avenue named after him in Burnaby. This is a great honor.
Thank you, Emily.
Well, it really has been very much a family effort for the Griffiths. Arthur Griffiths traveling with his mother to the various playoff games, and now we're going to see the next generation of Griffiths in sports, not only basketball, hockey. Arthur Griffiths.
For the continuing support of your family. Ladies and gentlemen, would you give a great welcome to one of the most respected owners in professional sport in North America, Mr. Arthur Griffiths.
Thanks, Tom. Today is your day, fans. You have proven throughout the playoffs and over the years that you are the greatest. And it's gratifying that we were able to this year go as far as we did to reward you for your support over those years. I'd also like to thank the City of Vancouver, the Province of British Columbia, and in particular, the police and the City of Vancouver.
A reference obviously to Tuesday night.
Last but not least, you have demonstrated, as I mentioned over the years, how great you are. I know the players had a great deal of satisfaction in New York knowing that you were behind them all the way. And next year,
Arthur Griffiths genuinely being one of the Canucks' biggest fans, Steve.
Just like his dad. I mean, his dad lived and breathed for the hockey team, and Arthur has shown that. He has worked in a number of capacities with the club, and this is his day, too.
It is indeed. Another individual for whom this is a special day has a long history with the Vancouver Canucks. He's been the only play-by-play commentator that the team has ever had from its inception. We're talking about CKNW's Jim Robson, and Steve, as one broadcaster to another, this guy is up there.
He's one of the best. There's no question about it. And I think back to the lean years when the Vancouver Canucks weren't doing so well, and Jim Robson had to describe game after game, hundreds of games, night after night, and he did it magnificently. And I think he had his best moments in the 93-94 playoffs. He might disagree with that, but I enjoy listening to Jimmy as much as I appreciate the job that the Hockey Night in Canada commentators do. Few people have done it better than Jim Robson. He's in the Hall of Fame for that reason.
And the fans are giving him a welcome and a half.
He's such a genuine person, a likable guy. And that's why so many people really appreciate the job he does.
Thank you very much, Tom. You're doing a terrific job here today. Tom's enthusiasm of the playoffs is carried over to today. Well, we ad-libbed our way through the playoffs, but I'm not going to trust my ad-libbing at this time, because I prepared something I want to say at this time. Mr. Premier, Mr. Mayor, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are truly blessed to be in this city and in this province and in this country. Every so often, special people come into our lives to make us feel proud of them and good about ourselves. People like Terry Fox, people like Rick Hansen, great athletes like Nancy Green, like Harry Jerome, like Silken Laumann. In this spring of 1994, a team of athletes came together and brought us together with them in a remarkable 8 weeks of excitement. Few of us can ever know what it's like being in the heat of the action. Can you imagine what it would be like in Game 7 of a Stanley Cup final? The huge pressure, the noise, the heat, the combat. None of us, or most of us, have no idea what that's like. But they went through it, and they went through it day after day. These young athletes, they pushed their bodies day after day, and they kept pushing, keeping a focus, keeping their emotions under control. There must be nothing quite like it. For the rest of us, all we could do was admire from afar and express our support and admiration any way we can. To you Vancouver Canucks, boys, I assure you that this admiration and this support is genuine. It may not be easy for you to handle these situations with so many demands on your time in a cynical world, but boys, it is genuine and it is real. And finally, I'd like to say to the players, cope well with the disappointment of not winning the Stanley Cup. Instead, be proud of what you did accomplish. May you rest and heal those tired bodies and minds. May you spend some quality time with your loved ones and friends who've been so close and supportive. And please remember the spring of 1994, because none of us will ever forget it. Thank you.
Jim Robson, the voice of the Vancouver Canucks for all these years, and he certainly has voice for the fans of British Columbia, what's in their hearts today.
And you just heard one of the reasons why people like him so much. He's such a class act. And he really means what he says, and he has for the past 24 years.
All right, the fans are getting ready for what is going to be, of course, the pièce de résistance, as they say, of this afternoon's festivities, and that is to hear from the players themselves and individually, and as well hear from Pat Quinn, and that's still coming up as we continue with Fan Appreciation Day from BC Place in downtown Vancouver, British Columbia. Let's go down to the floor right now and rejoin Gloria Makarenko. Hi, Gloria.
Hi, Kevin. It is amazing to be part of this crowd. I've caught up with some students here from Coquitlam, from North Delta, from Burnaby. They've all gathered down here today. Why is it so important for you to be here today, guys?
They're the best!
Why don't we start with you?
Canucks are the best.
You got a replica Stanley Cup here. Where'd you get this?
School.
Made it at your school?
Yeah.
And why are you down here today?
Because I just want to honor the Canucks, because I'm really happy what they've done this year, and even though they weren't that good in the season, they've accomplished lots this year in the playoffs.
And what about you? Why are you down here?
The Canucks are the best, east or west.
And it doesn't matter to any of you that they didn't bring home the cup.
No.
All right, Gloria, thank you very much. Let's go to assistant coach Glen Hanlon on stage.
And you can treat today as a practice run for when these players bring the cup home next year.
He was a draft pick of the Vancouver Canucks back in 1977, played for the Canucks for a number of years, and is now their goaltending coach. And one of the reasons why Kirk McLean plays with such cool is due in no small part to the efforts of Glen Hanlon.
Let's go back down to the stage now where Tom Larscheid is introducing a guy known as the Steamer, Stan Smyl.
I'd like to thank you, the fans, for all your support. And you are number one with us, the team. Thank you.
Nobody played the game with more heart than the Steamer. He gave it 100% every time out.
And his jersey, number 12, is retired and hangs high in the rafters of the Pacific Coliseum.
Because he was with the Vancouver Canucks when they went to the Stanley Cup Final in 1982, and he's with the Canucks and they went to the Stanley Cup Final in 1994, and we're happy he's here. Give a warm welcome to assistant coach Ron Smith.
Familiar face beside Pat Quinn behind the bench.
Thank you, fans. You inspired us until we became just like you. Patient when we had to be, full of confidence all the time, and most of all, passionate in our play. And I think you deserve every bit of